Play recipient for the week. The honor goes to the guy who exemplified proper technique in week 3. The winner receives a personal letter from the commissioner and $2,500 as a donation in the player's name to a high school or youth football program of their liking. The winner this week is 49ers left tackle. He's a monster. Trent Williams. Cassel, what do you see in this play that got him this award?
Oh, well, I mean, where's the play?
Let's roll it.
Let's roll this play. Okay, we've got a quarterback sweep. Right here is Trent. And he's going to go out and pull on the outside. We got a pin and pull technique here, right? He's pulling out, and look at this technique. Oh monster! Smash him! This is a clinic tape, guys. Clinic tape. Head up, hands inside, gets his hands on the defender, and that's just...
Is that picking on a corner? Is that just not right?
Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, it's one of those situations. Can you imagine being the corner right there and Trent running at you and just going...
I can't certainly...
Blow the whistle! Blow the whistle! What are you doing?
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good situation, but I mean, that was great technique, hands inside, exactly what you're saying. And then also a guy that size being able to pull and run the way that he does is just incredible.
He did it the right way, and that's why he is the winner. Congrats to Trent Williams on the award and the $2,500 donation that will be made in his name, and we cannot wait to find out who the Way to Play recipient is for this coming week. We should check in with Will Selva. He's on the West Coast. He's got all the headlines and the news. We've got a big game tonight on NFL Network kicking off week 4, and they've got a full slate of action, including his guy Tom Brady's return to Foxborough.
Absolutely. Let's go there to Kay and guys. And Matt, welcome to Good Morning Football, the pride of Chatsworth High. I know they got the quarterback factory going on in OC, but Chatsworth, they actually have some ballers there, and you were one of them. So nice to have you on, my man. I hope you're settling in nicely with everybody there. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, we had mentioned the 49ers with Trent Williams. His former team, well, not his former team, but Richard Sherman, I should say, that's his former team, the 49ers, former teammate there. And so he actually signed a one-year deal with the Buccaneers for $2.25 million. Now, he did have his first practice, and afterward he spoke with reporters, and he said there were a lot of suitors out there for his services, but hey, when Tom Brady calls, you got to answer, right?
It was like, hey, San Francisco called. How do you feel about that? They're not offering anything yet. What do you feel about this? Seattle's kind of stringing you along, haven't offered anything. Tampa is like the most aggressive. Tom's actually called, and kind of once he calls, it's like, you better come or you're gonna regret not coming. Me and Tom have had a great relationship over the years. I think people get confused on the field stuff, but we've texted over the years and had a really cool relationship, and always thought it'd be really cool to play together if we had the opportunity. And it's crazy how things shake out, when they shake out this way and the opportunity presented itself. Obviously I talked about the relationship with BA and Todd and all those guys and Byron. So it was a perfect situation, perfect fit, and I'm excited to be here.
I'm sure he is. Tom Brady, not the only one making a homecoming this weekend. Jacoby Brissett is also facing one of his former teams this weekend when the Dolphins take on the Colts. Brissett spent 4 seasons in Indianapolis, where he was a starter for 2 of those years. He talked about the memories he had playing for the Colts.
Obviously, good, bad, sad, happy memories from there. But that's about it. I'm not into here for like a revenge game or anything like that. So I want to go and win.
Yeah, we've heard this before, though. Players, they normally like to downplay this fact, but obviously there's revenge on their minds. I know Matt had revenge on his mind when he was a quarterback for the Vikings, facing the Patriots for the first time. We don't want to talk about the results at all, but at least there was some sort of revenge there on your mind. Right?
It was on my mind.
Some kind of revenge.
Unfortunately, it wasn't executed.
Yeah, it was on your mind, at least.
No.
Yes.
There's a lot.
And Belichick, who is the genius? I'm just going to put it to you like that. Who's the genius behind the football, behind the Super Bowls, behind the legacy? Is it Brady or Belichick? Simple question.
Oh, sure. Simple question, right? It's not complex at all. I mean, the fact
Jaguars, Bengals, go.
Yeah,
Brady,
Jaguars,
Belichick.
Brady, Belichick. No, here's how I look at it, right? They both deserve credit, because if you look at the first 3 Super Bowls, right, that they went out and played, They won those Super Bowls opportunistic. They took care of the football. But Brady wasn't this, and you can go back and look at the stats, right? He wasn't the guy that we all know and love today.
Right.
But then you go to the last 3 Super Bowls, and this is when you start to see him become the GOAT, right? And he generally was the GOAT as we got into that. But he put that team on his back. Against Seattle, they came from 2 touchdowns behind. Against the Atlanta Falcons, it's 28-3. Are you kidding me? How did they lose that game, right? And then against the Rams, they're down they needed a score late, and he does it. I mean, so he put that team on his back. What I'll say is they both deserve credit. And while Bill Belichick's the guy that kind of put this whole structure together and everything, Tom Brady's the guy that helped facilitate that, right? And by that I mean he was the guy in off-season workouts every year that would go and win the parking spot year in, year out, which set the tone for everybody there, right? Which I definitely at times was like, well, pump your brakes. I beat him in every run and are you kidding me? Let's go, bro.
Well, the runs.
I was
Anybody can
younger.
beat runs.
That's what I'm saying. That was helpful, but I could also lift a little bit. But then you're talking about how he handled his contracts, right? He was always the guy that took less money, and everybody would be like, man, how is Tom Brady?
People don't talk about that enough.
Right, but Bill Belichick was able to go out there and say, look, he's taking a pay cut. We're not going to pay you the max amount. Come here and you'll win ball games, right? And so there's so many different factors to how Brady helped Belichick, but at the same time, it was one of those situations that it just worked together. So I think they both deserve credit, and I'm not going to say one deserves more than the other, but it's just interesting their tenure together and how many different angles you can look at it from.
You were there for 4 years, and it was in the first half of the Brady-Belichick relationship. Was there a great fondness between the two, or was it, coach, 53 players, or was it, hey, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, those guys are simpatico?
Oh, it's definitely not one of those where you walk down the hallway and be like, oh, they're hand in hand, all right? It was a working relationship, right? He was the boss, Brady was the player, and there was a very significant divide there, right? And you would understand that as a player, too. Like, there was no blurring those lines. And so as a player, you understood where you were with Bill Belichick, you understood where you were with the team, but that also allowed Bill to go out and hold people accountable in the team meeting, right? He wasn't going to play favoritism. And Brady was one of those guys, again, that helped facilitate that, where he can call Brady out, well, he can hold you accountable, and no one person's bigger than a team. So, and that was a huge statement for that organization and why I think they've been able to win. And you hear this Patriot way, well, that was part of it.
We have a lot of time to talk about this over 2 days. My take has always been, if Bill Belichick never met Tom Brady, I don't think Bill Belichick is a Super Bowl champion. If Tom Brady had never had Bill Belichick in his life, I think he has multiple rings. Fair or unfair?
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, let's be honest, there's great coaches out there, and Bill Belichick's probably the greatest coach of our generation, but great players make great coaches.
It's going to be a great time, Matt.
Let's go, Matt.
Let's go.
At GMFB with your tweets, we'll of course be talking about this leading up to that big time Sunday night football matchup with Week 4. Week 4 kicks off tonight right here on NFL Network, 8 p.m. NFL Network, we're here for a battle between number 1 picks. Trevor Lawrence makes his Jaguars primetime debut. Joe Burrow and the Bengals ready to steal the show. They've got a kid on their defense that is leading the league in interceptions at linebacker. We're breaking it all down right here. Jags-Bengals. Week 4 starting right now as we kick off there in Cincinnati. So let's, there goes my IFB.
You okay?
Mercury's in retrograde.
What a show! Let's go!
Yesterday. You can watch us right here on NFL Network and on the NFL app. And welcome to Good Morning Football. We're presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. My name is Kay Adams, Peter Schrager, Kyle Brand, and it is an absolute pleasure to introduce Matt Cassel.
Yo! Cassel, what's up, dude?
Let's go!
You ready? You fired up! Jags Bengals!
7 NFL teams? I did the math in my head. Is it 7?
7 NFL teams and a few tryouts, that maybe counted. But, 7 NFL teams.
Most notably, Kansas City, New England
Kansas
Patriots.
City,
We'll talk
New
about
England, a little bit of Minnesota. Traded twice in 1 year. Buffalo, Dallas, Tennessee Titans, Detroit. I mean, come on, guys. Let's keep the party going.
Get your tweets to Matt Cassel. We all have questions at GMFB. It is time for the lead block.
Lead block.
Yep, we welcome in Cameron Wolf. He's at Paul Brown Stadium here. I think the sun is not even up behind him. No, it is not. Cameron, thank you for joining us and waking up so early to party with us and set the scene ahead of tonight's huge Thursday night football matchup. Let's talk about what's going on there behind you and what will be going on hours from now.
Top of the morning, Kay. Nothing is going on behind me. Absolutely nothing right now. It's just me out here. But This is the Big Cat Bowl, you know. Other than that, there's the 2 number 1 overall picks playing against each other. Joe Burrow.